See, ladies and gentlemen, Julian Robinson, the citizens of Julian Robinson in his constituency is crying out on the news. Let's hear what is going on with that situation. Again, remember to hit the like button, share the live. Don't keep it to yourself. Let's go.
Tension is running high in Swallowfield, St. Andrew, as residents are accusing members of the security forces of mistreatment and abuse. The details in this report.
Residents of Providence Pen Lane and Spalding Lane in Swallowfield, St. Andrew claim they are being harassed.
Them both had enough shot, unusual shot for no purpose at all. Them coming out of the lane, them both shot the next day, them both shot. But have spent shell. We still have spent shell.
Young man and a talk team.
The man take them out of them sleep.
And
the young men them in the community, them terrorize them totally. Right? If them run when they are coming, them say a gunman. If them stand up, them take them and beat them. So we don't know what to do. If somebody die in the community, we try to keep 9-9. No. We're not having nothing. We have no fun in here. The bloody cannot send out us speed. The corner shops them close them early. We need justice.
Member of Parliament for St. Andrews Southeastern Julian Robinson says he's aware of the problem.
The problem is the actions of some policemen, and I'm not going to say it's every policeman. There are about 3 names of certain policemen who are behaving very unprofessionally. And I want to say at the outset, none of the residents are saying that the police mustn't do their work. In fact, the residents welcome the police presence, but there are some policemen who are not conducting their responsibilities professionally.
Mr. Robinson says he has had dialogue with the police high command on the issue, and so he's hoping there will be improvements.
We had a situation here where they broke off the grill for a door, they took down people's cameras, they took some men from the community, drove them through another community which is in conflict with this one. So the issue here is that if you are coming into a community to do your operations, treat people with respect and do it professionally. If you're going to search premises, you must have a warrant and you must treat people with respect.
Anthony Atkinson, DVJ News.
Now let me go back over that. I'm gonna tell you. This is a why
Of mistreatment and abuse. The details in this report.
Residents of Providence Pen Lane and Spalding Lane in Swallowfield, St. Andrew claim they are being harassed.
Them both had enough shot, unusual shot for no purpose at all. Them coming out of the lane, them both shot the next day, them both shot. But have spent shell. We still have spent shell.
Young man and a talk team.
The man take them out of them sleep.
And the young men them in the community, them terrorize them totally. Right? If them run when they are coming, them say a gunman. If them stand up, them take them and beat them. So we don't know what to do.
If these allegations are true, I mean, this is supposed to be a PMP era, right? And this ties into the narrative that is being floated around in the street, you know. Hey, Miss Chicago, how you doing? This ties into the narrative that is floating around in the street that, you know, the PMP ears are being targeted by these OSOs, these SOEs, these state of emergencies, and the police. That is the narrative that is being floated around. I have not been sold on the narrative that is the case, but if I see more and more of these issues happening in just PMP areas, that is strongholds where, you know, Julian Robinson is his constituency and his people. And when you look back at the history of, you know, the massacres that have taken place last year, you know, these unalivings, these mass unalivings, you wonder if it's politically tied. You really have to ask the question, which is unfortunate. You're right, because this would mean that as a country, we are going back into a dark age of politics that happened way back in the 70s or the 80s. One of the political gurus that are in the chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the timing of that. I've only heard whispers of it. I've never lived it. You understand what I'm saying? I've only heard my parents talk about it. I've heard other elders talk about it in the community. You know, it was a dark time because the JLP at that time was realizing that they would lose the election, and all sort of things started to happen violently. Is this, and I'm only asking the question, is this a rerun of that? Is that what we're witnessing? Interesting. Very interesting. Beatrice Tyrell, big up.
Somebody die in the community, we try to keep 9 night. No, we're not having nothing. We have no fun in here. The bloody Jonathan Senate must be.
No, I don't understand. I really don't understand what they are trying to achieve by stressing the people out in this way. Locking them down, no recreation. They can't have a 9 night when somebody has died. I mean, isn't that like mental trauma for those people? You know, isn't that mental trauma? Don't they need a out? Is the government and the police force even considering these things? Or they don't operate with care for the people's feelings in the community? How do they expect to fight crime? By unaliving everybody or locking up everybody? Is this the crime plan for the government? Stress the people out, unalive them, and that's how we fight crime. Is that the crime plan? I don't understand.
Corner shops them close them early. We need justice.
Member of Parliament for St. Andrews Southeastern, Julian.
Oh, and the corner shops being closed early. Yeah, you know what that's going to do? Andrew Honest, guess what that's going to do? Cause the people them to be even more stressed so they can't feed them family. But I'm going to go to another story that is similar to this one, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me. In the news. I don't even what he said about the police being it's just a few police. I'm glad he pointed that out, because you know they're gonna say, oh, the PMP is backing this and backing that. No. We know that there's some rogue police out there. Alright, we don't want all police to be involved in what these rogue police alone is being cursed out for. The protests against those rogue police, not the entire police force. You understand? Well, listen to this.
What was meant to be a blessing is quickly becoming a burden for some communities in Manchester. A curfew imposed to keep crime at bay is now squeezing the life out of local businesses, and at least 2 local representatives are raising the alarm. For the quiet town of Porus, the situation is nothing short of a double blow. The newly constructed highway, designed to improve transportation, has diverted a steady stream of potential customers away from the area. Now, the curfew is delivering a second blow, forcing businesses to shutter their doors early and leaving owners scrambling to survive. Claudia Morant Baker is the councillor for the Porus division.
Crime has impacted Porus negatively, and we all know that. But at the end of the day, the business persons, they must survive. Are there, as the mayor said, is going to be double crime? Porus is already a rural community. The most they will benefit from is their little businesses. And their business now are dying.
Carl Smith is the councillor for the Knockpatrick division.
Most shop owners, they make their little profit after 6. Because most of them are bar. So after 6, that's when they make their little profit. And to say that there's a curfew imposed from 6, their livelihood is at stake.
Despite the outcry, the police remain firm. They argue that the security clampdown is working, and the numbers back them up. Since the start of the year, Manchester has recorded 11 serious crimes, a 54% drop from the 24 incidents reported during the same period last year. Most striking of all, the parish has reported 0 murders so far in 2025, a complete 100% decline compared to this time last year.
We continue to work in partnership
with all our stakeholders to ensure that Manchester Division remains a safe place for us to live, do business, and raise families.
The numbers paint a picture of success, but for struggling business owners and restless residents, the reality feels much grimmer. Safety has come at a cost, and as the curfew stretches on, they ponder how long can they afford to pay the price. Sandy will.
Now I have to say this. You see, what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is a difference in perspective where success is concerned. Right? Because if you have to fight crime, fighting crime while the economy suffers, that's not success. You understand? Fighting crime, your way to fight crime, right, is to have the economy suffer. That is not success. That's not success. That's like having World War III going on around a tourism industry. Right? That's what you're telling me. You have World War III going around a tourist hub, a hotel. Right? So you have to have constant soldiers around that hotel. You have to have anti-missiles in the air to fight off any pirate, what do you call them? Pirate jets that might come in and try to swoop down. It's not funny, Pirate jets trying to swoop down and come to destroy the plane coming in with the tourists. That is the measures of these lockdowns, this long-term lockdown. So when you destroy the entire nightlife, you know how many businesses you destroy. How do those people make their money? People have to go to work. Basically, this is like C-19, locking down people at a certain hour. Even if they wanted to go outside of the community, by the time they go home and bathe, they wouldn't have time to go out their house. They would be in breach. This is not, I don't care what you're talking about, but this is not it. This is what you call failure. All this is exposing is that they have failed the citizens. I don't support no criminal in this country. I am saying, if you have a country that has to be on curfew every single day for it to have peace, for it to have a low levels in crime, you're not running the country well. And that's a fact. You're doing something very, very wrong. You're working backwards. How are those people going to feed their family and send them to school? They should die for hunger while being quote unquote safe. Listen, we have to have the country in a way where the people govern themselves for the most part. They are turning to everything else but the real solution. The real solution is not locking down people. The real solution is God. Dan Roy Clark. The real solution is God. The real solution is the government following Mark Stewart, Peter Chambers, Jeffrey Shuttleworth, and all the other prophets that have told them, let's go on a 3-day fast. Declare a 3-day fasting and prayer in the country. Something is spiritually wrong with Jamaica. And this is why we are having these high levels of crime. It is spiritual. It's spiritual before it's physical. And that's what you're not factoring in. Let's continue. Now, this is outrageous. White River. Take a look at this. Should I even go over this? No. Let me see how long this is. Yeah, I'll go over it. I'll just do no. I'm gonna end this particular reaction with Mr. Julian and the situation with the crime and the lockdown.
We about to move the furniture around here
Let
because
me know what y'all think in the comment
matter of fact, don't move that hand no more. Now clap. So Mike, you mean to tell me Diddy was touching on your leg while you were sitting right here on this? Get the hell out of the studio.
But subscribe to the channel.
Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. This is disturbing. This is not how you solve crime in a country. I'm sorry. This is not it. People need to feel free to walk around at hours of night. Didn't they promise us that we could leave our doors open? Didn't they promise us we could leave our doors open and sleep? Do you guys feel comfortable leaving your door open to sleep? Isn't the police going into people's houses and kicking some of them, not all of them, and violating the people? It's not just the criminals. It's not just the criminals you got to worry about. You got to worry about the police too.
What can go so?
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
That is sad, boy. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man.